All right, so we're ready to pick up from where we left off yesterday, and yesterday was really, really good. We had a good amount of exchanges. We had a good amount of collaboration and laughter, and um, just an honest look at where we're at in our life in comparison to where we want to be at, where we at in this economic climate, and how how flexible are we? How what are those ideas that we have in our head that is not flexible? What are we like taking for granted, and where do we find ourselves? Who do we find ourselves acting like in this season in our life? In reference to our characters here in this book. So we're going to pick up from page 30, and as you can see, it has a great big old picture of a cheese, and it says, "Having cheese makes you happy." You know, so yesterday we did write down what in your life would you say is cheese, something that really makes you happy. What is it that you want to have? What is that cheese that is eluding you that would really make you happy? Do you have things written down, plans and goals that's like a cheese, that you're still working at getting? Okay, so on 31, we'll continue on page 31, and it says, sometimes Ham and Haw would take their friends by to see their pile of cheese at Cheese Station C. It sounds like they're proud, right? And point to it with pride, saying, "Pretty nice cheese, huh?" Sometimes they shared it with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. Wow. I'll put a pin right there. That's kind of selfish, right? Don't want to share their cheese. What in the world's going on right here? Anyway, we deserve this cheese, Ham said. We certainly had to work long and hard enough to find it. And what do you think about that? Yeah, yeah. hmm He picked up a nice fresh piece and ate it. Afterward, Ham fell asleep, as he often did. Belly full of cheese, I'm sure, is quite satisfied. Take the afternoon nap, you know how we do. Every night, the little people would waddle home full of cheese, and every morning they would confidently return for more. This went on for quite some time. After a while, Hem's and Haw's confidence grew into the arrogance of success. Soon they became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. So let's bring it. I'm gonna put a pin right here. Let's bring it into what's going on today in our economy and in the business world. I know some of you are notaries, some of you are in real estate, some of you are also work from home, taking care of the kids and doing other things to make ends meet. So, have you gotten comfortable in what you're doing? And when we think about our before COVID hit, I'm pretty sure a lot of us was comfortable in whatever it was that we was doing, and then COVID hit, and it kind of tossed us on our head. So now we're coming out of it, and we're still trying to figure out, okay, what's going on, which way should I go? So life happens, right? Like you said, life happens to all of us. It's a matter of how we react and what we do with what's happening, right? The one thing we don't want to do, like you said, is to be prideful, correct, right? And just believe that everything is just the status quo, and not seeing the change that's actually happening, and therefore not adapting or not finding a better way. I like that. All right, so we'll move on to page 32, and I'm gonna put a pin right here. Yes, I know yesterday in my mind I really thought we were gonna be able to go through this book and finish it in 2 hours. What was I thinking? There's so much good nuggets in here, and the discussions afterward during our after a certain sections is just so awesome. It's like we just don't want to stop, right? Okay, so as time went on, Sniff and Scurry continued their routine. They arrived early each morning and sniffed and scratched and scurried around Cheese Station C, inspecting the area to see if there had been any changes from the day before. They were on their P's and Q's, right? Huh. Then they would sit down and nibble on the cheese. One morning they arrived at Cheese Station C and discovered there was no cheese. You know, it's like going to work and they're giving you your pink slip. You have no more job. It's like, I mean, it just, so many things can abruptly happen in life. And it's like, they weren't surprised. Whoa, you see that? They weren't surprised. Since Sniff and Scurry had noticed the supply of cheese had been getting smaller every day, they were prepared for the inevitable and knew instinctively what to do. So I'm gonna put a pin right here. In your life, in your current business, whatever your business is, what is your prepared plans look like in case things go left, right, sideways? You know, what is like your backup plan? And just a thought, you might want to write that down and consider it to be like homework if you don't have one, or you might just want to go revisit it and update it. Okay, because we do know that life happens and the unexpected happen. We do want to attempt to be as prepared as possible for the unexpected. Okay, so it says, since Sniff and Scurry had noticed the supply of cheese had been getting smaller every day, they were prepared for the inevitable and knew instinctively what to do. They looked at each other, removed the running shoes they had tied together and hung conveniently around their necks, put them on their feet, and laced them up. They were ready to go. They weren't playing. Nope, we're going to get this done. The mice did not overanalyze anything. So I'm going to put a pin right here. How often do we overthink things? Go ahead and you can share. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. You can share that with your partner next to you. How often do you overanalyze things? To the mice, the problem and the answer were both simple. The situation at Cheese Station C had changed. So Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They decided to change. Yes. They both looked out into the maze. Then Sniff lifted his nose, sniffed, and nodded to Scurry, who took off running through the maze, while Sniff followed as fast as he could. They were quickly off in search of new cheese. So they did not procrastinate. They did not overanalyze what you say. They didn't sit down and say, woe is me. They didn't try to call their sisters and their brothers. They put their gear on. And they said, come on, we gotta handle this, right? I like that. Okay, so we're gonna give you some time to work on that area, your plans, and we're gonna have some discussions about what we just read. You know, what is it that are you overanalyzing? Is there something that you're not preparing yourself for? Which one are you finding yourself to be more like in this season of your life? All right, you too. That's your homework as well.